Yeah, their playbook was black people fighting in the streets all summer. They wanted a summer of violence. They wanted all those video clips of black people being violent. And the entire black community collectively in one voice heard their ancestors say, rest, stay home. Don't go out in the streets. They collectively heard it, and they've all listened, and it was right. They have been dealing with a apartheid fascist state for generations, even worse than an apartheid state. Like in the slavery era, that was like they have been in an abusive, narcissistic relationship with the government for generations, since the first person unwillingly stepped foot on this land. They have studied their abusers, because that's what you have to do. When you are a victim to an abuser, you have to study their every movement as a form of self-protection. And they have done that. They didn't have to learn it as they go when he took power in November. They already knew. What do you do when your abuser all of a sudden you hear him walking down the hallway and his footsteps are a little bit off? His breathing's a little bit off. You hide. You go and you hide in your closet. You go out the window and run. You get somewhere safe. They have gone somewhere safe. They are not, resting is not passive. That is not passive protest. That is active protest. And it is working more than anything else that has been being done. It is more effective than I can think of anything else that is being done right now. Resting to me means staying home, saving your money, not spending your money at corporate stores, not buying local, shopping at local stores, going to local restaurants, supporting local businesses, building community, saving your dollars. We brought down Target, and that was 100% led by black people, by the black community, 100%. We made Disney come to their knees with just money in a weekend. Like, that is where it hits them where they hurt. We do not need people in the streets being violent. If you feel the call to be out there marching, go march. Do what you feel called to do, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about they wanted summer of 2020 visuals, and they didn't get it. Summer's over. They never got those visuals. I guarantee they have some strategy book and they're like, summer of violence, martial law, we can bring troops in everywhere. Every time they bring troops in somewhere that is shown to be peaceful, people wake up. Every time somebody wakes up. It's a snowball. So people that are resting are literally doing the most right now. So thank you for everyone that engaged with that post and are commenting on it. Those comments are literally like, I'm glad I've introduced some people to the term gray rocking. I'm glad I've put words to what people have been feeling, and that people in the black community are validating that, like, finally a white lady gets it. Because that literally makes me emotional. Nothing makes me more emotional than getting validation from, especially a black woman. If you come in my comments and say, you get it, I get emotional every time. So thank you for that. Because you all know. Nobody knows the most besides, like, the smartest, most aware people in the world are black women. And you will never change my mind on that. Because they have to be. They have to be. And they are. So thank you for validating my last post, because that's how I've been feeling about it ever since I first saw people saying, we're sitting this one out.
There's a group of people out here that can literally change the world, but they have every right to not to want to. And that is the black community. Because they do have more power than the white people. If they were to find their power and took leadership, they'll make some positive changes. But because our world is so racist,
I came across some of the clips, some of the videos of the white people trying to say that, why are the black community quiet about this? Are they not in the region of USA? Are they not living in USA? How fast have they adapted this situation of USA? Why are they not talking anything about this economy? Or they are not living with us? Because I have not heard any voice of the black community complaining that their life is becoming more difficult for the black community. Why? The main reason means that these people, they are not ready to tolerate such a things, because they warned you that this thing that you are going to bring, it will come to bring back troubles to us. This is the warning that was sent by the black community. Look at now the farmers. The farmers, they are not comfortable about the life they are living. Some of them, they are living their own countries. They are bankrupt. Because of what? Because of hateism that these people have towards the black community. Because of discrimination. Because of racism. Now they are suffering. And we want the black community to talk about it. I have a series of clips. I'm going to play it for you. And I will urge you, for coming across this channel for the first time, please, I really appreciate you considering subscribing, sharing for more commentaries. Let's go back to these clips, then we'll come back.
So masculine, and there's no femininity in that area as well. That's why we are living the bullshit life we were living. And they have every right to watch the show and not do a thing, because they told us, we ignored them, and now the whites are really the ones that are fucking around and finding out, because they told us many years about everything that we're living in, and they have every right to watch the show and watch us struggle. They don't need to do anything, because they tried. Because people are so ignorant, racist, and think they're better. So here.
A few days ago, somebody left a comment on one of my pages that just stopped me cold. And I had to think about it. But this is what they asked me. They said, why do they hate us so much? And I want to answer that, okay? Honestly. Because that question has lived in the hearts of Black Americans for 400 years. And it deserves more than just a shrug, like, I don't know. But here's what I do know. It's not really about hate. It's about fear. Stay with me. Stay with me. When you build an entire identity, an entire social order on the idea that you are above someone else, their freedom doesn't feel like justice to you. It feels like a threat. It feels like loss. It feels like your floor is being pulled out from under you. See, that's what we've been dealing with before this country ever even had a name, okay? Enslavers didn't just want free labor. They needed Black people to be less than. Because if we were equal, the whole story they told about themselves would fall apart, okay? And when that system ended, they built new ones, didn't they? Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, voter suppression, still trying to do that. And every single one designed to maintain the same thing, distance. Because distance meant dominance. So when Jimmy Lee Jackson tried to help his grandfather vote, see, that felt like a threat to somebody. All right? When John Lewis crossed that bridge, that Edmund Pettus Bridge, creating good trouble, that felt like a threat to somebody. When we build, when we vote, when we teach our children that they are Black and beautiful, when we teach them their history, that feels like a threat to somebody. It shouldn't, but it does. And it does not because we're dangerous, but because they're afraid. Afraid of a level playing field, okay? Afraid of accountability. Afraid of what equal and equality actually cost them. And fear dressed up in violence, in policy, in laws, in a damaged gravestone, in name calling, whatever it is, it's still just fear. Now here's what I want you to hold on to. Fear cannot organize the way love can. Fear can't sustain the way purpose can. Fear can't build anything that lasts. We're still here. After everything, we are still here. And that's not an accident, y'all. It ain't luck either. That's us. people who refuse to let fear have the last word, okay? So the next time somebody asks, why do they hate us so much? Remind them, they don't just hate us, they fear us, okay? As they should, because we're still here and ain't going nowhere.
Okay, TikTok, I'm on a rant again. So this morning I was doing some research for an upcoming TikTok that I'm doing when I noticed something. All the police officers that are going into the homes to arrest the Capitol rioters are doing so kindly. They're knocking on their doors, joking as they handcuff them, carrying their coffees out as they put them in the police car. Wow. So let me get this straight. You guys are going into houses where you know the person was violent because the Capitol protest showed that. You know they probably have weapons because they support the NRA. And yet you guys are doing it so calmly. What a polar opposite to the black community. Because if a black person steals a Band-Aid, you guys are going in guns a-blazing, busting windows, flashbang grenades, guns drawn, the full Monty. So why? And all you white people that are going to come in my comment section and say it's the difference between white versus black, all you're showing me is that you know racism exists and you're not doing anything about it.
We as the black community decided that the overall American community needs to focus on teaching us about us. The Native Americans don't do that, they teach themselves. The Jewish people don't do that, they teach their kids themselves. The Latino, everyone focuses on themselves except for black people. We're the ones that demand that the general American history focus in so heavily on black history and try to basically lump us in or pull us in as a general, part of the American society, which I'm fine with. I'm an American, I'm not anything else. But if we want our kids to learn about critical race theory from our side, let's teach them about the inventors, let's teach them about the doctors, let's teach them about the entrepreneurs, not just slavery and things of that nature. And let's not just beg for a space at a white table. We can build our own tables. This platform right now proves that black women can build their own tables and give other black women a platform. Why do we keep needing other people to validate us?
So I don't disagree with you at all. I really love everything that you said.
I agree.
So my question
that was built on the generation, though, that the doors were open through affirmative action that for you to even have that thought.
Right.
That's
the thing.
Because respectfully, I get amazed at this. Every February, we sit down and we salute the black people that did amazing things in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the black people that have been, we look at Madam C.J. Walker, we learn about people that have done things well before affirmative action, well before civil rights. So says who that we needed all of these open doors? I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I'm saying I don't think that we actually need DEI. The reality, ladies, you can confirm, we are the lowest benefiters of DEI and affirmative action. It actually,
I will appreciate you. Keep on tuning, watching this video up to this moment. This is not the high time for the black woman to cry, because let me say this might be something simple to them, because they have been facing many challenges for decades. So when they see such a things like this, and it's a thing that they want them, they don't see a big deal there. They don't see any big deal, because this is something they saw before, and they told you that don't try to get into this trouble of making America great again, because we are sure that America won't be great again by this man. And now they are saying that the black community are quiet about. They have to be quiet, because the moment they warned you, you didn't hear them. Now you want them to talk about what? Look at the conflict between USA and Iran. And some of them, they are saying that let's bring let's bring black people to be in front line. For what purpose? You want the black people to fight something that does not belong to them, something that does not concern them anymore. Because these people, after they were sent a warning by the black community to stop bringing Donald Trump into leadership, they denied. Now let them pay the price. Let them feel the pain. Let the farmer cry, because they were in front line of supporting deportation. When Donald Trump was putting more restriction on borders, they were in front line. And now what are they complaining about? Let them pay the price. It's your presenter. Please don't forgive. Please, if you are coming across this channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, sharing, share opinion there for more commentaries.